And as you know, Mr. Secretary, the president is hesitant to get involved in a big ground war type operation in Iraq or even in Syria. And it is sort of built into or baked into that authorization of the use of military force against ISIS that the president proposed earlier this week or last week. He said that there would only be a three-year limit on that authorization. Are you comfortable with putting an end date, an expiration date on that authorization? Do you think he has the flexibility that he needs to take on ISIS?
You know, I think it's important that the president has asked the Congress to give him this authorization for military force. Probably should have been done 6 months ago, but I'm glad that the president has sent this up. And it's very important for the Congress, hopefully, to unite, both for Democrats and Republicans, and support this authorization. Look, I understand there's going to be some limits here, and I think the president has struck actually a pretty good balance. He's got a lot of flexibility built into this authorization, which I think is important. I think the president, as commander-in-chief, needs a great deal of flexibility in order to protect this country. At the same time, it's obvious that nobody wants a large ground war similar to what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. And so limiting these kind of enduring combat operations as part of this authorization probably makes some sense.
What does that phrase mean to you, though, Mr.
It,
Secretary? Enduring combat operations. There are some of your fellow Democrats who say, we don't know what that means.
Well, I think the bottom line here is that we are not going to go to war with 150,000 troops the way we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's certainly what I envision in terms of the limits of our operation.
I know you've been critical of the president's ability to rally Congress to his cause. And one thing that you say in your book, he does, however, sometimes lack fire. Too often, in my view, the president relies on the logic of a law professor rather than the passion of a leader. If that is the case, does he have what it takes to rally this Congress to pass this authorization?
No, I don't think there's any question that the president could get this done, but it's going to take a continuing commitment. You know, look, you want to know what the biggest national security threat is to this country right now? It's the total dysfunction in Washington. The fact that so little can be done by the Congress. They can't even resolve the issue of homeland security. They can't deal with budgets. They can't deal with immigration reform. They can't deal with infrastructure. They can't deal with other issues. If they wind up not being able to deal with this war authorization, that sends a terrible message to the world.